Hey, welcome in everybody. In this video I want to create the assembly for the vise. So before I do that, what I want to do is I want to create the assembly for the handle part. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on New, English, Standard. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go English, Assembly, Standard, Create. I'm going to bring in that little, let's see, what do I want? It's going to be not the knob, handle rod. I'm going to bring in the handle rod. There we go. I got so much stuff here. I'm going to bring in the handle rod here. Click on open. And then before I place it, that's kind of weird. I'm going to right click. I'm going to click on where it says place grounded at origin. And so I only need one of these, so I'm going to right click again, click OK. I don't like this kind of weird, kind of shiny, glossy thing. So I'm going to go up to View, Visual Style. I'm going to turn on instead of the default lights, I'm going to change this to like Photo Booth. Yeah, maybe I'll use that. And then what I want to do is I'm going to go back to Assemble. I'm going to place the little end pieces. So that's going to be is that the knob? Yeah, handle knob. Click on open. And I'm just going to place two of these. So one, I'm going to click again over here. That's two. I'm going to right click OK. So I'm just going to place these on both ends. So I'm going to go up to Constrain. I'm going to use the Insert option. And what I want to do is I want to kind of rotate this to where I can look inside this. That didn't really work out. There we go, like so. I'm going to click this back circle. I click this back circle here. Clonks that in. I'm going to hit apply. I'm going to do the same thing for here. I'm going to click this back circle. Click this front circle this time. Hit apply. All right, so we have that, but these ends, they can rotate around because you're not constrained in that fashion. So in order to constrain these where these don't rotate, I'm going to go up to where you see origin, and I'm just going to pick one of these planes that goes to the long ways. Let me do that XY plane. I'm going to right click it, turn on the visibility. Same thing for one of these knobs. I'm going to click on the origin, go to see the XY plane. I'm going to right click it, turn on the visibility. Notice when I turn on the visibility of this one knob, it did it for both. So what I want to do now is I'm going to constrain these planes that I turned on. So let me just use one of these mates. So I'm going to click on this plane and this plane. Hit apply, click on this plane and this little short plane here. Click on apply. So now those can't rotate anywhere. And then I'm going to turn off the visibility of these planes that I have showing. There we go. And I'm just going to save this as save. I'm going to call this handle underscore subassembly. And click OK. Save it. And yeah, I'm going to click OK here. So there's that. And then I'm going to close out of this. And now I'm going to start my main assembly. So I'm going to go up to New, English, the assembly tab here, in the assembly section. I'm going to click on Standard, Create. I'm going to place the base this time, the main piece here, which is going to be the Vise Assembly base. Click open. Again, I'm gonna right click, where I'm gonna click on where it says place grounded at origin. And then I only need one, right click, hit OK. So when you ground it at the origin, it kind of locks that piece in where it doesn't move. So when you bring the other pieces to it, this one is going to stay put, and the other pieces are going to get kind of constrained onto it. And again, I don't like the way this looks, so I'm going to go up to where you see view, default lights. I'm going to change this to photo booth, visual style, shade with edges. Yeah, like that. Okay, the next thing I want to bring in, go to assemble, place, and I'm gonna bring in the, that's definitely not what I want. I want to bring in the jaw. Yeah, the jaw. Just gonna place it over here to the side. Right click, hit OK. Like I said, I should have made like a project folder and just put the parts of this vise in. That would have made my life so much easier. But anyway, I'm going to constrain this jaw to the base here. So I'm going to go up to constrain. I'm going to use a mate constraint. So I'm going to click that mate. I'm going to click on this top surface here, and I want to look underneath this jaw, and I want to kind of click on the surface here, hit apply, and then I want to constrain the sides together so that they're flush. So I'm going to go to constrain. I'm going to click on this flush where this arrow is coming out, and this surface, this arrow is coming out. Hit apply. Now notice I can't lift it up or down or left or right, but I can move it front to back. But notice that this part will go through this part, which that's not what we want, right? So we want it to, like, it can only go to here and then stop when it gets smacks into that, you know, back wall. Same thing in the front. So the way that you fix that is over here in my my tree, I'm gonna just select both of these parts. If I press Control and select them both, and then I'm going to right click and go down to where you see contact set. I'm going to click that, and then up in the inspect, make sure you want to hit activate contact solver. And so now when I did that, it doesn't allow those parts to go through each other. So it stops when it gets to the next surface. So that's kind of what we want. And then what I want to do is bring in this kind of rod that goes through here. So I'm going to go back to assemble, place, go down to handle rod. No, that's not what I want. I want what do I want? I want the screw. Sorry, the Vise Assembly screw. Click open, place this over here, right click, hit OK. So this end is inserted into this hole right here, and then this circular piece sticks out over there. So I'm going to constrain this with the insert constraint. I'm going to select the outside circle of that back face, and then I want to select the inside circle of this kind of hole here. And there we go. Hit apply. Hit the X. So now if you notice that this can move front and back. And also the book says that this hole needs to be rotated 30 degrees from the flat, you know, plane here. So to get that done, let me zoom in a little bit. I'm gonna go to my screw. I'm gonna turn on the options here, or open a folder where I can see. So I want to click this XY plane. I'm going to turn on the visibility of it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to constrain with an angle constraint. Let me pick this first option, directed angle. So I'm going to select the plane, and then I'm going to select just this flat top surface here. You can see it rotates it. Now that's at 0 degrees, but I'm going to, let's see if I change this to 30. So it rotates that 30 degrees like the book asked us to do. I'm going to click on apply. And I'm thinking, should I leave that plane visible? I think I'll leave it visible for now because I think I'm going to need that later on. But now we just need to put the kind of like the handle piece through here. So let me go to place. And that subassembly that we created earlier, I made 2. So I think this is the one that I used for the example. Handle subassembly. Click open. Just gonna drop it in somewhere. Left click it, and then now I'm gonna right click hit OK. And what I want to do is kind of insert this handle through that hole right there. So what I can do is constrain just the axis. So I think I used a mate, so I'm just going to pick this axis here and pick the axis, not that one, but the one that goes through that hole right there. Not this one, but this one. Hit apply. So notice it didn't go through it, but it's in the same angle that we need. So now what I want to do is, actually that plane that I have shown is not the one that I want. I'm going to turn that plane off because the book says that this needs to be a certain distance through here. So this is the handle, and the screw is what I need. Let me open this up. The origin, I don't need that. I'm going to turn the visibility off of this, and the one I want is this one. So the XZ plane, I'm going to right click it, turn the visibility on it, and then for this handle subassembly, I'm going to open up the origin, and I'm going to turn on the visibility of this one here, the YZ plane. Right click, made it visible. Because what I want to do is kind of line this up, the distance that the book asks us to do. So what I want to do here is, I've already kind of did the math. So I want to go to constrain, and we're going to use the mate. So I'm going to click on this plane here, click this plane, and that centers it. But what I want to do is I want to offset this by a negative 0.75, and that moves it down the distance that they're asking us to do. So I'm going to apply here. And just so you can kind of see, if I go up to tools, measure, I can click on this plane and the end of this, and that's the 2 inches that the book is asking that to be. So let me turn off these visibility of these planes. Right click, come on now, right click it, turn off the visibility, right click this one, turn off the visibility. All right, so we're almost finished here, but I need to put those keys in the little slots here. And you may notice that I probably should have done that earlier because I got all these parts that are in the way. But I think what I can do is, if I can right click on this base and turn the visibility of this off, and now I can go up to my assemble, place, look for those little rectangular keys, which is here, Vise Assembly key. Hit open. I need to bring in 2 of these. And so these just kind of go, and they get constrained inside these slots So I'm going to constrain. I'm going to click on this flush. Make sure this surface, so the arrow is coming out towards us. This surface is coming out towards us. Hit apply. And then what I want to do is constrain a mate with this inside surface here to, I forget which one I was using. I think it was this one. That one, hit apply. So now you can notice I can still move it up or down. So let me move it down kind of out of the way. Go back to here. So I want to now constrain a mate again. So let me click on this bottom surface. And the arrow's pointing up. I'm gonna look underneath it. This one, that one's pointing down. Yeah, hit apply. So that one's in there right where we want it to be. I need to just do the same thing for this other one, and it goes over in this slot here. So I'm gonna go to flush this surface to this surface, hit apply. I'm gonna go to the mate, and I'm gonna mate this surface right here to the surface inside here, hit apply, and then I need to bring up this top of that top surface to underneath here, which is this one. Hit apply. There we go. All right, so now we have those in there, locked in there, nice and neat, and then I can just turn on back the visibility of the base. I got so much stuff going on here. Let me close some of these. All right, here's the base. I'm gonna right click it, visibility, where you at? Here. All right, so there is our completed Vise assembly. See, we can kind of move this and it doesn't go through our part there. Now there is a way that we can animate this to where when you turn this, it moves a certain distance, but we'll save that for another lesson. Maybe that's not something we need to do with this piece here, but just make sure you save this. I'm going to save this as Vise main. I'll call this main assembly. Hit OK. Yeah. So there's our completed Vise assembly. So yeah, I hope that helps, and let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you in the next video, whatever that may be. I don't know yet, but we'll think of something. All right, peace out.